What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for stopping by today. I know you have a lot of places to be. You guys are beautiful, you're fabulous, you're busy, I get it. So let me just introduce myself real quick. My name is Ryan Hernia, aka Never Lose Hearts. I go by Never Lose Heart. I go by Konoha Cafe. Konoha Cafe is actually my brand. I like to draw on my free time. I love drawing. I love art. I love drawing. I love creating. And so I like to create a lot of anime art. I do. If you check out my profile, I did my banner. Everything on my banner is my own custom art. I like to make like stickers, keychains, like art prints, t-shirts, fashion bags, crossbody bags essentially, and I love doing it. I've done a ton of events. I've met so many wonderful, amazing artists and people in doing this, and so now I kind of want to like expand that a little bit. So I started a Patreon, and on my Patreon, every month I'm sending a free sticker or something else in the future. I might give out like, you know, an iron-on patch or like an art print to all my patrons. And this month, for February, we're giving away an Asta sticker. So this is February's free sticker of the month. It's really happy-go-lucky Asta. Ooh, that's not your thing? I totally get it. I have over 100 designs. This is going to be March's free sticker. So if you're into Avatar Aang, if you're into Asta, if you want to vote on the next free sticker that I'll send right to your freaking house, let me know on my Patreon. I'm super stoked to be starting this adventure. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. I have to admit something to you guys. I'm a big enough man to know when I'm wrong. I'm a man of my word, and I'm gonna straight up say it right now. I might be an undead, unwanted adventurer fan. All right, let's get into it. The first two episodes were a little bit like rice, you know, like everyone likes rice, you know, you have your favorite ways, spiced up, sauced up with chicken, with meat, whatever. The first two episodes of Unwanted really kind of felt like eating plain rice. And I'm like, I like it, you know, I mean, who doesn't like a good old keeping of like, you know, spongy, sticky white rice? So good, right? But it's still plain, and I'm like, there's like not enough substance, there's not enough like for me here to keep going. Like, I like it, but there's other things. I'm happy to say that episodes 3 and 4, and even 5, we'll only be covering 3 and 4 this episode. 3 and 4 actually got me like feeling like, yo, let's freaking go. Like, give me that next episode. I want to know what happens now. Our main character Brent goes back to his like best friend / like love interest's house, and he's like, you're the only one I can trust, and you're like a scientist, adventurer, potion creator, like, and he trusts this girl, right? It's Lorraine Vivian, I think her name was, and she's like, yeah, like Lorraine is like so down for Rent. Like, this girl is like one of those ride or die like anime girls for like the main character, you know, like she's like, you know, even though you're like a weird ghoul monster, you know, I'm still kind of down to fuck. And he's like, I can't, like my dick doesn't work anymore, I'm sorry. And so they don't get on the nasty, but she lets him stay at his place while I figure out what's going on with his new weird body that's like skeleton to now a low-level ghoul. Next day, he's like, I'm gonna go adventure some more and kind of like scope out the area and see if I can find that dragon that did this to me. So he goes back to the labyrinth, right? He goes back to the labyrinth where it all first happened, and he runs into another adventure. And this guy has to be fresh off the bus. This guy is fresh out of military school or whatever. This guy sucks. Like, he is like, I'm just an adventurer so I can try to save my restaurant. Granted, I just made a funny voice for him, but like that's a noble cause. Anyway, Rent's like, yeah, all right, I'll let you tag along, kid. Like, you can join me while I'm like walking around the dungeon. And so Rent and this new dude, we'll call him Restaurant, they're walking around the dungeon and they're trying to find the dragon that did this to Rent. And in doing so, they accidentally go into like another alternate like level of the labyrinth. And this dumbass Restaurant guy, he runs like head on. He's like, yo, secrets, good shit, loot, like just like beelines it right into this next level. And Rent's like, is this guy fucking stupid? Like, is this guy like dumb? He like, oh, a highway? Let me go run into that shit. You don't know what's over there. And he gets immediately murked, immediately destroyed. by a giant like sub-level boss who's like a big old skeleton. And then Rent's like, oh fuck, like the dude's dead, and like the entrance to like the secret level is gone, and like, what are we gonna do, boss? And then so he's like, all right, time to nut up or shut up. And I'm about to nut. And so he gets his sword out, and he's like, I think my magic still works with this sword. So he imbues his sword with magic, like divinity they call it, and he swings it at his leg, and his leg shatters into pieces. And so this is our first sign that kind of shows us that like Rent might be one of those like overpowered protagonists. Rent might be one of our overpowered like overlord protagonists, solo leveling protagonists, like Natsu Dragneel, like someone to that effect where it's like they're way overpowered, like Kirito maybe. Because this guy is still technically like a low level adventurer, but he took out like a secret level boss in like 2 hits. Very, very interesting stuff. He saves the restaurant guy. He's like, hey man, I just saved your ass. He's like, thank you so much. And then he gets a giant drop, a loot item from the skeleton. He's like, here you go, man. Take this big old fucking crystal. He's like, are you sure this is gonna save my restaurant? He's like, yeah, but just always let me eat at your restaurant. And the guy's like, fuck it, deal. I'll make you green eggs and ham. And so now Ren has a place to eat and hang out all the time without question, which is really cool. Which is really cool because like he looks like a beef jerky stick. He looks like the backside of your grandma's ass. He looks like, I don't know, something you find under your stove or some shit like that. He looks rough. He looks like a taint. Dude, Rent looks bad. Like, good golly gosh, like this guy is still pulling bitches looking like a beef jerky stick. Come on, dog. He's walking back to Lorraine's house and this guy's getting horngry, you know what I mean? And I guess like he has these like survival instincts now of a ghoul where he has to like consume flesh and drink blood. And so he sees Lorraine and he sees some of her flesh like in a very wholesome Christian way, and he goes for it. And he takes a big old bite out of her freaking neck. It took me by surprise a little bit. I was like, Rent, you're supposed to be the good guy. Lorraine blasts him off of him, and she's actually more fascinated with this than he is. Like he's like, I'm sorry, and she's like, huh, I wonder what other properties you do have as like an undead person. They come to find out that now he is a high-ranking ghoul. They call it a ghast, I believe. G-H-A-S-T. I don't know. I'm not even sure what a ghast is. Like he looks more human, but his skin is still like leathery and gross and gray, and his mouth is still completely torn up, and like doesn't have any lips or like any skin to cover his upper teeth or anything like that. So he still looks kind of ghoulish. Very kind of scary still, but he's like, I just want to keep adventuring. My goals haven't changed. I want to be human. I want to be like a celestial adventurer, some sort of high-ranking adventurer. So the episode kind of ends with a big revelation of him finding out that like he has leveled up a little bit. We call it existential evolution. Man, all these long titles. Unwanted Undead, Ghoul Gas, Upper Level, Existential Evolution. Holy crap. He find out that he leveled up a little bit. That's kind of big ends for this episode. And then like Rent's like, oh fuck, I messed up my sword. I gotta get a new sword. He goes to his main guy, the swords guy, and he's like, I need a new sword. The guy's like, all right, bet. And then like he hands him a replacement sword for right now. It's actually a pretty nice sword. He gives him like a replacement, like a rental sword for a little bit. Rent a Swordsman. That should be the sequel to Rent a Girlfriend. Rent a Swordsman. That's the end of episode 4. Pretty solid episode. It gave me more to cling on to. It gave me more to like kind of like, you know, I was like, all right, I'm kind of warming up to this a little bit more. You know, it's all right, you know, let's see what's going on. I like it. Episode 5 starts off with Lorraine and Rent kind of experimenting on Rent to see what works on it and what not. So she has him drinking like potions and Pepto-Bismol and like poisons and like consuming all these crazy things, and Rent's like, this is too much, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What the hell? So Rent's like, you know what? I need some fresh air, all right? I can't be up in this bitch like drinking cyanide and mercury and whatever else you have for me. I need some fresh air. I'm a ghoul ghast. I'm a high-ranking monster. I gotta go into the monster lair and do my thing. And so he registers to be a adventurer again. So like he can't take jobs or make money if he's not an adventurer essentially. So he walks his happy ass over to the guild. He's like, one adventurer's pass, please. And so he becomes an adventurer again for the second time. Heads on back to the labyrinth, and he's like, once again in that secret level, because he couldn't quite explore the whole thing because he had the restaurant guy. So he goes back to the secret level from episode 4, and he's like, all right, I need to level up fast. I need to slay some monsters. I need to like level up to like a human soon. So he's like looking for stronger monsters to fight. And lo and behold, something weird happens. This is where I got really hooked into this anime. Basically what happens is that he's chilling in the dungeon, and he's in the secret level, and he's walking around, and he sees another entryway. And he goes to the entryway, and it's like dark and weird and spooky and mysterious, just like women. He gets transported to like a dusty, super old, really depressing like living quarters, like a castle bedroom. And behind the sheets that overlook that are covering and draping over the bed, there's like this like really peaceful looking dead person. I mean, I think it's a skeleton, but you can kind of tell that it has like some human features, like hair and clothes and stuff. And it's like person's holding flowers, and like it's weird. And then even weirder, obviously it has to get weirder, it's anime, it's a dungeon crawling anime. Even weirder, this half naked chick comes in and she's like, you're not supposed to be here. And then she like casts a big ass magic fireball, and this is supposed to kill Rent, and it doesn't. So he gets ass blasted into the wall, and she's like, and she like takes a look at his skin and his body and like I guess his face kind of, and she's like, I didn't know. She's like, excuse me, sir, I wasn't familiar with your game. Apologies. And then she's like, I'm so sorry for blasting you. Like, obviously you're special. You're meant to be here. And he's like, what the hell? What is happening? Like, lady, put some clothes on. What is happening? This like big blonde bimbo is like, you know what? Here, take my coat. My coat like has like a plus 50 defense or something like that. It's like a super rare drop. And she's like, here, take my coat. Like, obviously, like, I don't need it, you know what I mean? Like, she's naked. And so Brent's like, I'm still confused. Back up. And she doesn't ever give him a chance to like really talk. So she's like, all right, thanks for dropping by this creepy ass fucking room, but you gotta go now. And so she like teleports him out of the labyrinth, like to the front entrance. And he is now blasted to smithereens. Like he barely survived that fire blast. And he has this like really high level armored coat now. It looks pretty sick, not gonna lie. Rent kind of walks back to Lorraine's house all like depressed and like down. He's like, you know what, man? Like, fuck, man. Like, things keep happening, brother. I just wanted to be an adventure, man. Things keep happening, man. And then Lorraine's like, yeah, weird things keep happening to you. Are you cursed? And she's like, first you got turned into an undead, then you got like a mask stuck on your face, and then now you encounter a secret level. You encountered a naked woman who almost tried to kill you, and then gave you a really high level drop. She's like, what the fuck is it? This is a really long, weird weekend. I just can't right now. Oh, by the way, like the girl who ass blasted Rent, she has like these elf ears. She kind of gave me like a sexy, tall Zelda vibe a little bit. Fast forward like one more day, and then it's just Rent at the guild picking up a new job. He's getting a new job, and the job is like, go kill 3 orcs and bring back their meat. And they're like, are you sure you can handle this mission? You're like an E rank adventurer. This is like a D rank, C rank mission. These orcs are big and strong. He's like, I think you forgot who the fuck I am. So what are my thoughts? I'm so glad you asked. I don't think you care. But I am hooked. I am enjoying it more. It's something that I'm now looking forward to week. There is like a strong amount of mystery. The action scenes are not bring me in. We're not getting no JJK level. We're not even getting no Boruto. We're really getting like bottom of the barrel like fight scenes and animation, and that's fine. Nothing too crazy. You can tell a good story without massive, amazing fight scenes. You can. I promise you, it's possible. But there is enough intrigue and mystery for me to come back next week to check out the next episode. I actually did. There's episodes. I think 6 episodes are out right now. But Obviously this video's already kind of going long. The last episode 4, I'm gonna give a 7.6 out of 10, and then episode 5, I'm gonna give 8 out of 10. A lot more mystery, a lot more intrigue in this one. This is the episode that really kind of grabbed me by the balls. It's not letting go. It's like, all right, man, you are here now. Go ahead and sit your happy ass down and watch an episode. Stop talking your shit. And I'm like, all right, I'm here. All right. Don't God tell me twice. That's been it for me. I've caught you up for the time being on Undead, Unwanted, unrelenting, unfucking believable, undeniable adventure. It's been really